How you guys doing? And number one, I've already lost the lighter. Oh, wait. There we go. So pardon me, I'm a little sick today, but it'll be fine. It's just like the season's changing. I get like a small cold every time it goes from like summer to like fall or whatever. And like it's hot out, but like it was cold yesterday. I don't know. Whatever, man. But today I want to talk about uh the end of this week review for NQ. All right. And so, just so you're aware of the levels, okay? Um, First thing I want to talk about how before we even address like which PO3 was the one needed, market structure is very important, okay? If you're unfamiliar with weekly profile, okay? I can do a video on weekly profiles, but until that comes out this weekend along with my other 20 other videos, I have a Monday low, Thursday high, which is perfect, which is absolutely perfect. We talked about realistically why price will give you a certain low or high on a certain day. And so when you're looking at like a weekly profile, it's really to help you just figure out where you need to be focused. Whenever a low pops in or a high pops in, and you're understanding that typically it is Monday to Wednesday that gives you your low or high of the week, the first one, and you're looking for the opposite half, obviously Thursday, ish, usually. But I really like how, and again, when you're looking at like weekly profile, okay, there's not so many profiles that start on a Monday to where you're going to get super, super confused. All right. So realistically, when we're looking at like a Monday, okay, it's either going to be a, and I can write it out for you, consolidation midweek decline, or you have consolidation midweek rally. Okay. Now, my bad. Where's the? Oh, I got it. It's actually surprising that the tablet is charged today. I have two different iPads and like two different laptops, and I flip flop between my main iPad and this computer that you always see me on. But this is the one I do like my gaming. I have all my emulators and Steam and whatnot on this computer. And so my other computer is really like the work only computer. But when I'm looking at a certain profile, it's actually helpful for me to actually, depending on what device I'm using. When I'm on the iPad, and again, I need all my devices to be touchscreen. I just need it that way. Computers too. But me personally, it's helpful when I'm like viewing the overall perspective. I can shift it around. And when we talk about the Monday profiles, and the reason why I bring these up, you're trying to figure out based on this Monday low and Tuesday not taking that low, what profile it is. And so long story short, when you're looking at a consolidation midweek rally, how we're looking at right now, it's going to have a Monday low. It's going to pop up on a Tuesday. Okay. Then when you get to the Wednesday, it's going to bounce, go up. Okay. Now the Friday can be up or down, doesn't really matter, but the emphasis is on the Monday and the Thursday. All right. Now watch. Now here, I'm coming to Discord, and you have all of the weekly profiles in a row. Now, what did we just look at? Monday was the low, popped up on Tuesday, came down on Wednesday. Now we ended on a Thursday. Now this picture again is literally 99% accurate. Is it not? When you get a Monday low and you verify by Tuesday, there's not so much thinking that you need to do inside of here. It's not that difficult. Once you have the weekly profiles down, oh, there's so much that you can do. There's so much that you can do. Oh Lord. But we're not going to talk about the advanced stuff. We're going to keep it simple. Okay. Whole point of the free YouTube mentorship is to just come and give you um intermediate concepts in a chill way, you know? That's the whole point of these lectures. So when you're looking at this consolidation midweek rally, right? And again, these are Monday only profiles. So you already know which one to start looking towards when you see that Monday low. Okay. It's like, damn, Jay, why couldn't you tell me this on Tuesday or Wednesday? This mentorship on YouTube is not meant for me to spoon feed you everything. You're still going to do your job, take what I tell you, and do your back testing and your forward testing and come in and get creative. This is your canvas. You can take some of these same ideas that I'm telling you and remix them into how you feel comfortable. So we've already talked about how this is a bullish profile, right? And according to the levels, how does that work? Let's check it out. Now, I want to go 729 first, just so you can see where we are, okay? Now, I talked about this a few videos ago. Go back and watch. All right. Now, watch this. We have the previous week was super bullish, and we continue. Now, when you get to a 243 or 729, these are really, really good wireframes. And so every time price makes a decline like this, right, it was ultimately giving you a lot of gas to go back upward. Now, we talked about how we had FOMC on this day. We also had basically it was a huge news week. Okay. If you look back on it, watch this. Power 3 liquidity was taken here. Okay. We also had the Tuesday low taken by the Wednesday. Turtle soup. All right. Low risk buy entry right here. All right. And you're actually on the discount of the discount of the discount. Now, you're not going to see it down there if the indicator is shifted down. So, if you're not really a participant of the buy side until you get here, That's totally fine. You know why? Because if you go and actually view your partition, you don't have to be somebody who's confused on direction. You understand that every time you jump into this dealing range, it's causing you to have power of 3 liquidity, failure to meet major levels, and escaping back down. Now, is it possible for this to go lower? Absolutely. Sure. Now, did we sell it a few times this week? Yes, we did. But the problem is, you need to come in and say, you know what, I actually understand the narrative. I say it every video. Now, when you're using the 729's perspective, right? And you see how we're clearly not like done this partition yet at all, okay? And on our cheat sheet, we have some PO3 numbers with highs that are in the 20,000s, okay? So us being back in the 19,000s, you still might want to keep an eye on higher prices, okay? And on top of that, you have this PO3 liquidity up here we never really got to yesterday. Again, because of your weekly profile causing you to have a algorithmic high of the week, right? So again, all this is pre-planned, bro. All of it is pre-planned. There's nothing on your chart that isn't telling you what it's about to do in terms of a clue. Listen, Scooby-Doo, you need to be interested in figuring out what your personal objective is. Is that a scalp type trade? Is that another day's range typically? Is that for you? Or is that typically a, if you trade forex or if you trade options, are those typically longer swings or what I call a same week swing where you're really, if you're in by like a Monday, Tuesday, you're trying to be out by a Thursday? Understandable, right? But my whole point is you need to view the dealing range and come in and meet the algorithm in the middle. How are you going to operate based on the algorithm's perspective, but still trade how you're comfortable? That's my question. I want you to think about that. Now, watch this though. Some people say, well, it's annoying because dealing ranges don't fully complete. Yes, they do. You're just up too high. What does that mean? Watch. Now, clearly, when you look at this dealing range now, right, and you can go back like a few minutes in the video and see all my annotations again, right? But watch. If this is the 243 high, right? Watch this. Now, we looked at the 729, but when we put on the additional range downward, okay, right. So again, doesn't change how the days are, but it does change how you're operating. So every time you see power 3 liquidity, and again, people tell me dealing ranges don't complete. It only had to run 2 of these this week. And this is not hard to find at all. I know it's a little much on the screen when you have 2 dealing ranges on, so I'm going to downshift it 1. So look at your perspective, right? And where did it land underneath you? Watch. Watch. You land at the EQ of this one and you fly upward. Every single time you jump down, you don't really trade this partition to the downside. Unless you caught it here on Monday all the way down the way it did, cool. But all of this here, unless you said, yo, I realize this is not the DOL for now and you bought it up, that's cool. And again, I ended up actually doing that going into the week, right? But the problem is, every single time it comes back down, it's time based, right? It jumps into a optimal trade entry, right? Kill zone. Okay. 8 to 11. Drills back down. And you take Asia. It's clean. Now, we understand the profile. It's not going to change. But do you know it's a Monday or consolidation midweek rally? Not yet. But you're going to know between Tuesday and Wednesday. So when you jump down here and it does not take that liquidity, actually, you're like, whoa. And we're not expecting it. Now here, drops down again, touches EQ. Blast off from that shit. Blast off from that thing. Now, this is all new, so this is hard to do. End of the day, 4 o'clock, you can't trade that. Now, you want to wait, right? You have your Judah swing, classic Judah swing. Find it on your 15, right? It's right here. Now, again, you're outside of this dealing range, so you would have to come up here, shift it, watch. Now, where's your new low? Right here. Perfect, isn't it? And you don't even get a body once you jump to that dealing range, right? Dealing range, what I call doctor trap and retracement. That's just me. I don't care what nobody else calls it. That's what I call it. It helped me learn it for myself, and it's how I give it out. Now, look at this. Goes up, back down, right to the low. Not even EXT again. And blast off. Now, what can you do with that? Liquidity here at the top of the Wednesday high, right? And so Judah swing goes absolutely bonkers, doesn't it? It does. Are you going to know where it's going to land? You do. There's too much time in the day that's left. So even when you get to London, right, you're going to check as soon as you get to London to see what the vibe is. So let's say you had that buy from that low, right? And you understand price is not sell side. You already took liquidity from New York AM here, turtle suit, session style, fair value gap, buy side liquidity, another fair value gap. Okay. Now, all of this, again, when you're bullish, you're respecting bullish PD arrays. When you're sell side, you're respecting sell side PD arrays. What's difficult about that? And you're going to check here to see if a reversal is needed because you're above previous day's high now. And you organize it. Now, if you don't know about the weekly profile, that's fine. If you do, you already know to hold that. You're not done yet. You're going to watch. Price is not going to give you a reversal until you hit that next major point. So you're going to look again at 8, 9 o'clock for another point that it might give you a reversal. And again, all this is coming. It might not be from the top of the key every time you see this in a week, but this is perfect right here. Full Thursday high to the top of this EXT level and down. Once you get to about, two of these, NASDAQ doesn't normally run more than, a 729 in a week, typically. So when you get a two 243s or a full 729, be done, bro. You're done. You could even run this for I'll be honest, to pass any funded challenge, you really only got to pass one or two, and this is, again, if you're trading NQ, like MNQ needs to go a little further or take a little more trades, but you could run the 81 by itself with 2 contracts, and that's pretty much any funded challenge done. If you need 3K on like a 50 or, yeah, bro, because an 81 should run you a little over $1,000. So 2 of those, you're damn near 3K. That's easy. What's hard about that? And look at the vibe. Look at the vibe. What do we do today? Right? That brings me to now. Right? So understanding that we just completed a 243 to the upside. Okay. It's going to trend down. Yes, your reversal is going to complete a partition. Why not? Why wouldn't it? And your sell side throughout the day. Yeah. And what does it do? It's clean. Takes out Asia to the buy side, optimal trade entry. You could do this without a dealing range. I mean, it's very simple market structure. Asia gets taken out. London's already in right there with you, so that gets taken out as well. Right at 9:30 open. Now, when we were trading this morning, I literally called this entire narrative. You do get a turtle soup, which is the main idea. Now, we looked at this fair value gap here for Confluence. Now, people say, yo, the fair value gap didn't work. No, it depends on your perspective. Fair value gap completely worked. Why would I say that? Here, I'll show you a closer visual. So, why would I say this fair value gap still worked, although we murked it to the upside? Wicks do the damage, body's respecting. I don't care about these at all. I understand the perspective. It's going to take Asia high, London high, and we float back down. Where's our target? London low. Easy. That offers about 300 or so ticks too. Yep, about almost 400 ticks. On yep, like I said, yep, about 300, a little under 406 to the target from the turtle. But you're met with about, yeah, bro, you're met with 860 ticks if you left a runner here, right? You get a little over 800 ticks, bro. What's difficult about that? What's difficult? Now, where do you really land? We talked about the 243 low, so that's where this little low is down here, right? Okay, EXT level, my bad. And you're spooling towards that low again. So we're gonna come down here. Matter of fact, I'll draw for you this way. Now it's 223, right? So here. Now the funny part. Now we're on a 15, so we can go down to like a 5. I told you this before. You need to understand algorithms. Every single time it's doing this, right? It's just priming. That's the low right there. Sell side liquidity. Now look at the vibe of these candles, right? Now watch. Obviously it's coming down here. Clearly we understand why. So it's not like I'm doing anything particularly difficult or advanced, right? And so it's already pointing down anyway. But when you see these candles drop down the way they do, look at the strength on these and the speed. It's reaching for something. Understand that. Now watch. Ready? It's 224. It's not till about 229 where I'm really expecting some real volatility, but it could go like, for example, you see how it's kind of climb back up now? It's going to give the vibe that this is not going lower. It makes people who are in cells now kind of scared. So they don't think it's going lower. They think that that's going to be a support system, just how this was a support system to go upward. But in reality, this is just sell side liquidity to get attacked, right? That's why it retraces the way it does in like a quick, kind of scary way like that. Like it looks like it just wants to blast back up, right? But look at the vibe. Ready? Watch. Now, like I said, it's going to give you this, and I'm looking for, let's say, 230. I want like 229, but really like 230. Now, If we don't get it by 2:30, then it's going to do it by 41. And so the reason why I say that is, again, I always hint to this in my videos. Everything that you see happen in the marketplace is not price and time. It's time and price. So if you're looking for targets to be met, when you're looking for fair value gaps to be made, order blocks to be made, it's all based on time. You learn more about time, I guarantee you your patience will go a lot, not just that. You'll have more patience is basically what I'm saying. You'll understand that the chart's going to get there at a certain time. It needs to get there at a certain time. The algorithm is completely perfect. It never fucks around for a certain reason without a good reason. For example, look at these now. You got more lows, right? Yeah. Now, like I said, I'm looking for 229 necessarily. I would like to see it down at least past these first lows around 229. I would like it to be um, non-lethargic to take these lows and it's a kind of blast, right? Now, again, our target's completely down here. So I'll actually change color. This is kind of like not a target type of color, right? I guess that's better. But look, like I said, it's going to vibe out, fake up candles, right? Now, we're going to get back to this. We'll let that run around a little bit, do its thing, and we'll talk about this up here. Now, what I wanted to talk about, right? Watch. Us being on like this time frame, okay? We can see some cool things here. It's called the fair value gap. Now, watch here. All right. Now, mind you, watch the keep. Let's put an alert down here. We'll just put an alert. All right. That way, when we get there, we'll see it. All right. And we'll do another one on the like right before the low. Sometimes NQ, like the way it skips around on the ticks, it'll like get close to it. It'll ring your alert and not like all the way fully be like sticking through it. It'll like kind of wick it or something. But I want it like right before so we can see like it got there or whatever. So when you're looking at this here, like I said, the fair value gap itself, look at the bodies. So like I said, people ask me if that fair value gap is valid, and I say, look at it. Is it reacting? You tell me. Now you can see it really clear on the 5 minute. All right. See the bodies here? And look, the wicks look like a fucking, I mean, I don't know, like a crazy step ladder. Cool looking. Really is. But turtle vibes though, I mean, look, only coming up to take that high, beautiful. But you have to get used to seeing that. Have to get used to seeing that. Turtles are not hard to use, and then you get stuck on a certain side of the marketplace. That's when you can eliminate buys there, because London low is the target, and we only retraced to get to another sell side target that I had in mind, and I believe it was another low somewhere over here, but it was a really unimportant target compared to like the London low though. But that gave the context of the day, you know. So even though like the buy side retracement, right, and you're coming through, the 243 low, and you just come up to another logical level. Now, I mean, all this is typically probably a breaker level. Oh, look at that. You just see this shit happen so often, bro. Like we typically talk about that, and I mean, it's a interesting level. Breaker levels can cause reversals for sure, you know. So that right there is like really clean, really, really clean. Now look at this motherfucker here. Watch. What did I say about 2:30? Let's check it out. We got a few minutes, right? Oof. Now I wonder. Jay, how did you know that it was 2:30? Exactly. I told you we're gonna get at least the first target by 2:30. Hold on. I'll get rid of this so you can see the candle. Now, like I said, what time is it? 2:30 on the dot. Told you. You gotta understand algorithms. I'm not explaining the time portion of this channel. Come into the Discord. Now, like I said, where's the target? You have another low here, right? And the low is here. Right? Believe me, again, you're with me here narrating. You know exactly where price is going to go. Are you scared when you get retracements like this, though? Join the Discord. We talk about these and why. Now, the funny part, people will get that and then like close the trade and then like screenshot that and be like, well, nope, trade's done. You sure? Guarantee you. Go to a lower partition. I guarantee you it's not. That's strange. Or is it? Again, it's you completely know where the target is. You do. That's why I turn these off. It's fractal. Understand where your reaction points are. They're invisible. And people look at all this and say, oh, well, trade is done. Okay. Now, I'm expecting this by a certain time. Now, I talked about 41, but there's another time that I'm not going to give you, and I don't have to. But the more you stick around, I'm sure I'll hint to you some more of these numbers at some point. But the whole point is when you're looking at price action, okay, you have to understand that all this is time and price. So yes, these are all offered to you how I'm giving it to you. But the problem is you need to understand that these things have time-based objectives. They will get there only at a certain time. And again, doesn't matter what your Goldbach level says. If you don't understand time, this will be of almost no use to you. Now I give you the simple ones. ICT gives you all those already. Kill zones, 8 to 11, macro times, 950 to 1010, things like that. But it's cool to watch, you know. And then look at that. Look at the consolidation here, like right here. And it's funny because watch when it shifts down again. Watch. You see how that's like the EQ level, or my bad, EXT level? You see? All that here. Now when it shifts down, it looks different, don't it? I know. And again, the whole time you're watching it, you're like, yo, like, shit, man, this shit is so annoying. Like, I'm tired of feeling like, maybe it's bullish, maybe it's bearish. I don't know. That's where I come in. That's where I help you. And you tell me, where the fuck is the lighter, bro? Oh my God. But yes, we went shoe shopping today. It was good. We got a couple of new pairs of Nikes. So and look at that. Jay. No way. You told me it was going down, Jay. I did. But the problem is you need to understand time. Oh. Now if you can see the time on my screen, just note the time. All right. I'll hint it to you that way. Still didn't take that low, right? I know. I know. Shut the fuck up. Oh, well, Jay, it never took the low. You said it was going to take the low. I did. Now, market doesn't close yet. What time is it? 2:35. Okay. Now, I've been saying this whole time. You need to understand objective. What happens every single time it drops down like that? It makes a low. Now, watch this. Now, we talked about liquidity, right? Are these not relative equal lows now? Yeah. When you understand concept of relative equal lows, what are we expecting now? It's just more liquidity paired up, right? Now, the whole time you're watching the vibe of the candles. Now, it's comfortable when I'm on my ICT shit, right? I'm narrating, I'm telling you where it's gonna go. It's no different, bro. It's no different. And people talk about skill, you know. Trading is not hard, bro. You don't have to be a rocket scientist at all. You just need to understand that it's no different than any other process that gets tossed at you throughout your life. Instagram has algorithms, YouTube has algorithms. Why wouldn't the marketplace? If you type in the search bar, it's going to come up with X results based on what you search. When you turn on a light bulb, it's going to have an output. Either light comes on, or there's no batteries and light does not come on. Now, think of kill zones as batteries. Price needs to get to a certain place. Now, liquidity. You tell me. It takes 30 years to get to ICT level, bro. Maybe back then when you didn't have the information available, sure. I can see how all this took years and years to study. And I thank ICT so much, bro, for what he's done for us, you know. But that goes to show you, bro, on your screen. Price is not random. I gave you the DOL. And what does it do? Act like it's not bearish. Hmm. Now, last time that I told you that I needed the target buy, did we get the target by a certain time? I said 241. Did we spike our target before that? You tell me. So, I'm gonna go get some food. What should we eat today? I'm hyped on my new shoes though. I got some new skate shoes, some new SBs. I like dunks. Got some dunks. I got two different colorways, but I guess like I'm starting to be into like dunk colors now. I see the appeal finally. But just like that, price comes down and does what? Back down. You guessed it. That's why I can sit here and smoke all day. Because I do my job correctly. Do not get in the marketplace, start smoking all the weed, and start losing all your money. Don't do that. This takes practice, bro. It took me years and years and years and years of practice. Not 30 though. So, but I really don't believe that it takes that long to get ICT level. I really don't think so. You study up, you watch these videos, it'll click for you. I'm telling you, it's not hard, bro. And the low is still down there, isn't it? Mm, that should be a clue for you. It doesn't have to get down there by like the end of the day. It's not like all partitions need to close by a certain time of the day. No, but it is going to run liquidity. It's not going to leave a lot of that open going into even the end of the day. And that's why I can tell you exactly why and where these levels are focused. You know, you understand time. You can predict this shit all damn day. Up, down, doesn't matter. That's the point I want to get you to. So where the chart, it doesn't matter what it offers you. Up, down, left, right, backward, doesn't matter. You're going to know exactly where the chart's going to go, why, and what time you're expecting it. Now, I love this, right? People say, well, Jay, if you're so smart, where's it going next? Like, okay, now watch. Now, the reason why we retrace, right? We took out major liquidity, and there is the EXT level that we talked about highlighted in green at the top in that little box. Okay. Now, mind you, like I said, dealing ranges are fractal. I don't need these on to tell you exactly what it's doing. Look at the candles. Rises up, but look, every single time it does that, it has an objective. What's that objective? If EXT is up there, what's up there too? High, right? Now I'll show you, just so you're not trying to imagine it. All the way back to the high, right? Come on, bro. Simple objective. And look, if it wants the EXT, cool. But it doesn't require it. Get to the high. Now look, in this dealing range, you have shared highs, you also have shared lows. Now it's going to give all of this back and forth, right? Now watch this. Now those lows are still open. There's another, it's not like so equal. It got attacked, but now my problem though is that it's 244. So really think now what retail is looking to do. They're looking for reversals. They're thinking that it's just going to randomly go up, right? But the problem is what keeps happening? You guessed it, downside. Now, what's the problem with this though? What's the real issue? I'll give you a second to think about it. I'll give you another 2 minutes to think about it. This will be hilarious. Okay, watch. 2 minutes, I'm expecting it lower. But if we don't reach, I want to see it. let's say, let's be accurate. I want this low here. I want the mitigation block. I was going to say that. I want the mitigation block. Now, I want it in this level lower. It tapped it, but I want it down here. Like, I need it back down there. And I need it by a certain time, too. If we don't get it by a certain time, it'll go upward. Watch. If we don't get it by a certain time, if we don't get down here to this mitigation block by on that line, we need to be back right where it just came from. And if it's not going to do that, it's going to spring up. And the reason why I gave you two scenarios is so you're comfortable doing that in your own trading. Just because I know how to predict price does not mean you need to come in and just fully um, lose yourself in the narrative if you don't understand what price is doing. Okay. Now, like I said, if it's not going to reach that mitigation block level, 2 minutes, you got another minute, about 30 seconds actually. So it's either going to respect this high and jump back down to that mitigation, or it's going to spring upward and take the EXT's liquidity. And called it. And we called it. Right on time too. See that? Like I said, it's either two scenarios. Do that for yourself. Okay? Come in and say, you know what? If price is not going to respect X structure by X time, there must be a different objective, and you need to know what that objective is. Now, why do I say it was the EXT's liquidity here that was going to be spiked? How do we know that? Look at the vibe of the candles here. It's all liquidity above this. Price is not going to ignore it, is it? No. Now, what we just did, right? We gave ourselves parameters. Either it was this mitigation block here or here. And we needed either one by a certain time. Now, again, the more you understand what time is doing, the more we print. That's on you to come to the Discord or find other information on time. Okay? Now, watch this. Well, Jay, if you're so smart, what's price doing now? Watch this. What do we say the side of the marketplace was? Bullish or bearish? Now we got some shared lows here. There'll be shared highs if we break this. Now, so far they're shared lows, and we're already here. All right. Now watch. We have a vibe. Okay. Now you're gonna watch these candles, and so far, what did I say about retail? What are they doing? They're busy buying, 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 getting stopped out, and trying to buy us again. And they got out too late here. Now all this is starting to print again, and they're trying to figure out if this is still on the buy side. Now watch. Now the problem is, you see this candle here? Now watch this high, and watch this low again here. All right. Now think about what retail does. Think about how they trade. All right. It's support and resistance based, right? Now, mind you, keep your eyes on the high, keep your eyes on the low. Now watch. Which one? And pause the video if you need to. All right. Which one's going to get hit first? The high or the low? And why? You tell me. I'll even mark it for you. You tell me. High or low? Which levels? Which one's first? You tell me. Doesn't matter what it does afterward. I just want to know up or down right now. Now this is interesting, isn't it? Why would I tell you to watch both? Uh-huh. Okay. Now, mind you, whole time we've been talking, right? Price has been downside, and we retraced to take out liquidity so far, right? Now, this is interesting. Now, in my opinion, right? Why do we make three highs like that? Ooh, ooh, ha ha ha. Power three liquidity. Exactly. Now, why would it run up like this now? Look what price did here. Ready? Now we have EQ. We see that. But watch this. Ready? Now, when we fail to get to that mitigation, there's only but so many places price can go by a certain time. Now, all this running up, right? And retracing. Do you see how when this candle jammed down, it makes retail think now, okay, cool. What did I say? They trade based on what? Support and resistance. So what do they think is happening every time they get in here now? Selling. They think this is going to jam back down the same way these came down, the same way these came down, the same way this came down, the same way this came down. What do they do here? They try to sell it. What do they do here? Try to sell it. But what happens instead? Like I said, you got shared lows. That should have been a hint to you. Right back to the high. Now, you want to know something? Watch this. Now, I'm going to try to get this. Sometimes it's annoying because, yeah. See how it's going in and out the dealing range? See all this here? Now, let's go to replay mode so it stops doing that. All right. Go like here. All right. Now, watch this. All right. Now, obviously, we know that partition completes, right? Now, think about this, though. Is this like what? It looks like we have some move here. So it looks like an algo one, doesn't it? High, low. And then we're looking for opposite breaker. So we have our consolidation there. Then we're looking for like the low or the rejection block. Now we do get a little twist here only because we have like this stop run area. So it gives you a stop run, takes liquidity, right? Has to do that. Now it does give you the plus stop run. And so that's why I say you want to be comfortable with the variables if you see something like that. So mind you, whole time you pop up, right? Because if this was algo 2, this would keep going, this would keep going, On top of that, you don't have breaker to fair value. You don't have opposite or premium breaker to premium fair value and down. You don't have that. Therefore, it makes me think about algo one, stop run, and then curve. Play it, and it goes all the way back, right? Same spot. Mind you, high, low, order block, breaker, fair value, or my bet, rejection block. Then you have fair value area here and liquidity void, and then right into your other fair value and lands in the same spot. That's why when I noticed it, right? That's why I laughed like that. I said, you know what? If we're not going to touch that, it needs to probably be a market maker model. Now watch. You can see it where, and rewind the video. That's why I said, what needs to be taken first, the low or that high? And we're on the 27th. So why is price still going instead of stopping? Watch. We need to shift our daily range. And it's funny because is anybody been noticing like TradingView doing this exact thing where it's like slow like this? Like it'll totally fuck you up if you're trading too. Like the indicator itself is like not working. See that? There we go. So you see how the smaller partition had an algo one? So it caused it to go all the way back to the 81's high. See that? Interesting, isn't it? And why did these get left open? Liquidity for later. That's clean. That's so clean. So, yeah, man. So, just want to give you guys a little live narration stuff. And we talked about what happened on the week so far with the weekly profile. Beautiful. So, I'm going to go wear my new shoes and have some fun. I will see you guys later. Amazing video. See you.